With January 20th, 2025 approaching fast, are you prepared for what lies ahead? The world throws a lot at us: storms, shortages, uncertainty. It's our job to be ready for anything. Today, we'll cover the 10 must-have items you need to secure now before it's too late. So, let's get to it. You need to fuel your body to keep a clear head and make it through tough times. It's not just about having food, it's about having the right kind of food that can sustain you over long periods. We're talking long-term food storage here, the kind that will last you weeks, even months. This isn't just about survival, it's about maintaining a level of normalcy and comfort when the world outside is anything but. Think rice, beans, lentils, those staples that can keep for ages. These foods are not only versatile but also packed with essential nutrients that your body needs to stay healthy and strong. Canned goods are lifesavers too. Fruit, vegetables, fish, whatever you can get your hands on. They are convenient, have a long shelf life, and can be a great source of vitamins and minerals. Store them in a cool, dry place, and you've got yourself a lifeline when the unexpected hits. Proper storage conditions can significantly extend the shelf life of your food supplies. Rice, that magical grain, can last for decades if stored properly. It's a staple in many cultures for a reason. It's filling, versatile, and can be the base for countless meals. Keep it in airtight containers, away from moisture and pests. This simple step can make a huge difference in preserving the quality and safety of your food. Beans, lentils, they're tough cookies too. 5 years or more in the right conditions. They are excellent sources of protein and fiber, making them essential components of a balanced diet. Rotate your stock using the oldest first and you'll be set. This practice ensures that nothing goes to waste and that you always have fresh supplies on hand. Don't forget about flavor. Salt, pepper, spices. They make all the difference when you're staring down a bland bowl of rice. A little seasoning can go a long way in making your meals more enjoyable. Pack some comfort foods too, something familiar to boost morale when things get rough. A piece of chocolate or a favorite snack can provide a much-needed emotional lift during challenging times. Planning is key. Make a list of what you have, check expiration dates regularly, and plan your meals accordingly. This way, you can ensure that your supplies last as long as possible and that you're always prepared for whatever comes your way. We all know it. Out in the wilderness, water is life. Whether you're hiking through dense forests, climbing rugged mountains, or camping by a serene lake, having access to clean water is crucial. It's not just about quenching your thirst, it's about survival. Dehydration can set in quickly, especially in hot or dry conditions, and it can be deadly. So, understanding how to find, purify, and store water is a skill that can make all the difference. Same goes for any crisis situation. Whether it's a natural disaster, a power outage, or any other emergency, having a reliable water supply is essential. You can't predict when these situations will occur, but you can prepare for them. An emergency preparedness kit should always include water and plenty of it. It's one of the most important items you can have on hand. You can go without food for a while, but water? Not a chance. The human body can survive for weeks without food, but only a few days without water. Every cell, tissue, and organ in your body needs water to function properly. It helps regulate your temperature, remove waste, and keep your joints lubricated. Without it, your body starts to shut down. First things first, stock up. Make sure you have enough water stored to last you and your family for at least a few days. Ideally, you should have a 2-week supply. Store it in a cool, dark place, and make sure the containers are clean and sealed tightly. Rotate your stock every 6 months to ensure freshness. A gallon per person per day is the bare minimum. This amount covers drinking, cooking, and basic hygiene needs. If you live in a hot climate or have young children, elderly family members, or someone who is ill, you may need more. It's always better to have too much than not enough. But storing water is only half the battle. You also need to know how to keep it safe and clean. Contaminated water can cause serious illness, so it's important to use proper storage techniques. Keep your water containers sealed and in a clean environment. If you're unsure about the quality of your stored water, it's better to purify it before use. What happens when your stockpile runs dry? That's when knowing how to find and purify water becomes essential. In a survival situation, you may need to rely on natural water sources like rivers, lakes, or rainwater, but these sources can be contaminated with bacteria, viruses, and other harmful pathogens. That's why purification is key. A good water filter is your best friend here. Look for one that removes bacteria, viruses, and other contaminants. There are many types of filters available, from portable straw filters to larger pump filters. Choose one that suits your needs and always have it on hand when you're out in the wilderness or in an emergency situation. Look for one that removes bacteria, viruses, the works. Some filters also remove chemicals and heavy metals, which can be just as harmful. Read the specifications carefully, and make sure you understand how to use the filter properly. Practice using it before you actually need it, so you're confident in your ability to get clean water when it matters most. Purification tablets can neutralize nasty bugs in even the murkiest water. They're lightweight, easy to carry, and simple to use. Just drop a tablet into your water container, wait the recommended amount of time, and your water is safe to drink. They're a great backup option if your filter fails, or if you're dealing with particularly dirty water. Boiling is another option. 10 minutes at a rolling boil will kill most harmful bacteria. It's a tried and true method that's been used for centuries. Just make sure you have a reliable heat source and a pot or container that can withstand the heat. Boiling is especially useful if you're unsure about the chemical contaminants in your water, as it can help reduce some of them. Collect rainwater in clean containers, purify it, and you've just added to your lifeline. Rainwater can be a valuable resource, especially in areas where other water sources are scarce. Set up a rainwater collection system with clean containers and make sure to purify the water before use. This can provide you with a renewable source of water that can help you stay hydrated and healthy in any situation. When disaster strikes, you might not have access to hospitals or doctors. Being able to patch yourself up, that's crucial. A well-stocked first aid kit is non-negotiable. We're talking bandages, antiseptic wipes, gauze, pain relievers, the works. Learn basic first aid techniques, how to stop bleeding, treat burns, bandage wounds. If you rely on prescription drugs, make sure you have an ample supply. Allergies acting up? Keep antihistamines on hand. Think about the common ailments you face and make sure your kit is equipped to handle them. Mental well-being is just as important in a crisis, and a little bit of self-care can go a long way. We rely on electricity for almost everything these days. But what happens when the grid goes down? That's where being prepared with alternative power sources comes in. First up, batteries. Stock up on a variety of sizes to power everything from flashlights to radios. A good quality portable charger is a must-have. Solar chargers are a game changer. Don't forget about your car. If you have a car charger for your devices, that's another option in a pinch. And here's a pro tip: crank-powered radios and flashlights. They might seem a bit old school, but trust me, in a pinch, they're lifesavers. Imagine this: the power is out, ATMs are down, credit card machines are useless. Suddenly that cash tucked away in your wallet becomes king. Always have a stash of cash on hand, and I'm talking small bills. When the grid is down, no one's going to break a $100 bill for a loaf of bread. Bartering, the ancient art of trading goods and services, can be a lifeline. Stock up on barter items. Things like lighters, candles, soap, multi-tools. These become incredibly valuable when traditional currency fails. Remember, bartering is about more than just goods. It's about building trust and community in difficult times. Out in the wild, fire means survival. It's not just about staying warm, it's about staying alive. When temperatures plummet, hypothermia can set in quickly, and a fire can be the difference between life and death. Warmth, cooked food, safety from predators, it's essential. A fire provides a sense of security and comfort, a beacon in the darkness. It can cook your food, purify your water, and even signal for help if you're in a dire situation. And when the power goes out, those flames become just as important. In a blackout, your fireplace or even a simple candle can provide much-needed light and warmth. It's a reminder of how crucial fire is, even in our modern lives. First things first, you need a reliable way to start a fire. Matches and lighters are great, but they can fail when you need them most. That's why having a backup method is critical. Invest in a ferrocerium rod, also known as a fire steel. These tools are incredibly reliable and can produce sparks at temperatures over 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, making them perfect for starting a fire in any condition. These things can create sparks hot enough to ignite tinder in even the dampest conditions. Whether it's raining or snowing, a ferrocerium rod can be your best friend in the wild. Speaking of tinder, make sure you have plenty on hand. Dry leaves, small twigs, and even cotton balls can serve as excellent tinder. The key is to have a variety of materials that can catch a spark quickly. Once you've got your tinder going, you'll need kindling and fuel to build a sustainable fire. Start with small sticks and gradually add larger pieces of wood. This will ensure your fire burns steadily and provides consistent heat. A small camping stove is a godsend in a power outage. It allows you to cook food and boil water without relying on an open flame. Don't forget about insulation. An insulated blanket can help retain body heat, making a huge difference in cold conditions. Stay warm, stay dry, stay alive. In the end, preparation is key. Knowing how to start a fire and having the right tools can make all the difference when the temperature drops. In a crisis, the rules change. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being prepared. Knowing how to protect yourself and your loved ones is paramount. Now, I'm not advocating for violence. The best way to stay safe is to avoid dangerous situations altogether, but sometimes, you don't have a choice. Having a means of self-defense can be the difference between becoming a victim and surviving. Pepper spray is a good non-lethal deterrent. A personal alarm is another good option. If you're comfortable with it, consider learning basic self-defense techniques. Remember, self-defense is not just about physical tools. It's about awareness, intuition, and trusting your gut. When the power goes out, so do the usual lines of communication. Phones die, internet crashes, and suddenly, you're on your own. But staying connected to the outside world, that's vital. An emergency radio is non-negotiable. Look for one that's hand-crank powered or solar powered so you're not reliant on batteries. Walkie-talkies are another great option for short-range communication. Don't forget about low-tech communication methods. A whistle can be a lifesaver if you're injured or trapped. Knowing the international distress signal, 3 of anything, 3 fires, 3 whistles, 3 flashes of light, can be a lifesaver. It's about staying connected to others, maintaining morale, and reminding yourself that you're not alone. We might not think about it much, but sanitation is crucial for survival. When disaster strikes and access to clean water and facilities is limited, hygiene becomes paramount. First up, toilet paper. Stock up, and I mean really stock up. Consider alternatives too, like wet wipes and hand sanitizer. Regular hand washing is one of the most effective ways to prevent the spread of germs. Soap. Don't forget about waste disposal. Garbage bags, plastic buckets with lids. These will be essential for containing waste and preventing the spread of disease. Think about feminine hygiene products too. In a crisis, maintaining good hygiene can be the difference between staying healthy and succumbing to illness. In the chaos of a crisis, it's easy to lose track of important documents. But protecting your identity, that's crucial, even when the world feels like it's falling apart. Make copies of all your essential documents. Driver's license, passport, birth certificate, insurance information. Store them in a waterproof and fireproof container. Better yet, scan those documents and store them digitally. Keep a list of important phone numbers. If you have any medical conditions or allergies, keep a record of those as well. Don't forget about financial documents. Protecting your documents and personal information can help you recover and rebuild when the time comes. We've covered a lot of ground today, but these 10 essential items are just the starting point. Remember, being prepared isn't about living in fear. It's about taking control of your destiny. Don't wait until it's too late. Stock up now. Comment below with what you're preparing for. Stay safe, stay strong, and I'll see you out there.